So, Kim, as a parent, I would love to know your perspective of why you think kids at Grant are achieving at such high levels.
I think it's a number of things that are interrelated. First, I know that every teacher in the school is trying really, really hard to meet the children where they are academically and get the most out of them. Second, I know that they're trying to create personal relationships and connections with the children that I think help children feel invested in. So the children want to do their best because they feel that someone cares for them. I think that as a school philosophy, we value process over product. The emphasis then is doing your best in the stages rather than getting the answer correct. And I think that's a setup for success. And lastly, I think that children just feel really, really special here, and they want to achieve, and we expect that they're going to achieve. We don't ever set the bar so low that they feel that they shouldn't try. So we support, but we expect a lot from them.
What were some of the things that led you to choosing Grant as your child's school?
Well, when we first came here from New York, we chose Santa Monica first because we saw that we were told it was a good school district. And it wasn't LAUSD, it was a smaller, more contained, seemed like it would be less bureaucratic, but it's still a school district. And I didn't know that going in, but I went to all the school tours around the area, and Grant struck me as the most community diverse and welcoming of them. So we chose to come to Grant, and then we started to learn more about what it means to come to public school when it's so underfunded. Because we came from New York, where they spend it's a little over $18,000 per student, and here it's in California, it's around $8,000, a little over $8,000. So that disparity has to be met somewhere, and you learn that really fast when you get to a school when you choose public school.
Can you tell me a little bit about why, from your perspective, Grant is such a high-performing school?
Oh yeah, I have a few factors I believe that's contribute to our high performance here at Grant Elementary School. I have to start with the teachers. The teachers really believe in providing access, equity, and support to our students and our families here. Our teachers, from the time the students enter their classroom, provide materials for students to be able to access the curriculum. They provide the pencils, the pens, the Sharpies, the highlighters, everything that students need, notebooks, in order to feel equal in the classroom and be able to start with success. Parents also are involved in our classroom by volunteering to help read. Our teachers are they're able to encourage parents to come in and families and not help their particular child, but all the students in the classroom. So the parents are engaged in the teaching and learning process. The students everything is equitable for them, and they all have access to the necessary materials to succeed here at Grant.
Can you tell me some of the challenges and things that are going on? I know this has become a very political topic. Can you give us a little background about what is occurring with that shift to centralized funding?
So locally, the Board of Education approved last year to move to a centralized fundraising model, which means that school sites will still fundraise for things, and the district will take over the responsibility of fundraising for people, staff, and things like that. So that being said, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of building relationships and finding out what people need at different sites and what we need as a school district to be successful. It is difficult because California has, we're 47th in the country in per pupil spending. We don't have enough revenue to fully support and educate our students. So it's a challenge, and seems to be more draw on the resources that we currently have. So it's challenging.
So with California's funding crisis and with the budget cuts occurring at the district level, what do you see as some of your biggest challenges that you are facing now and see for in the future about prioritizing how to allocate those more limited funds?
That's a great question. I think it's a time for creativity. I believe that the crisis that we're in as a state, as a nation, is reflective of what public education has been, the position we've been in for a very long time. And so we've seen this on the horizon. We've seen as things are cut at government levels, education is always one of those things. Currently, our parents contribute the bulk of the finances to our school site. So our school is unique in that our parents fundraise, contribute over $250,000 a year. And that money goes to reading teachers. It goes to our reading teachers. It goes to our instructional assistants. And it goes to our programs that we use to close achievement gaps. It is an interesting time to find a solution to how our children will continue to have these very important elements of their learning here at Grant, of the teaching going on here at Grant, of the assistance in such a budget crunch. I do believe our parents will scale back a bit, and our district is looking at a way to centralize our fundraising so that we don't neglect the things that we still need in order for students to succeed and for our achievement gap to close, such as reading teachers, such as instructional assistants, and the supplemental materials for curriculum.
So can you tell me a little bit, I know you're the treasurer
Right.
of the Grant PTA, and just hearing a little bit about that, your role there and how decisions are made?
Right. Well, I came in asking for a smaller position, and they said, well, we really could use a treasurer. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I came from a family business. I can handle treasurer. But boy, you needed to come from a small business to come here, because I had no idea also, because our budget's about $250,000. And we raised that partially from annual giving, but also from running these small business enterprises. We have a Late Start Cafe every Friday where they sell things and they make their revenues. They sell popcorn every Friday. They have movie nights. We have events like Fall Festival and raffles and auctions. And we have an after-school enrichment program, which the kids get classes that are taught by some teachers after school. We pay the teachers their fee, and then the rest comes to the school and back to the children again. So it's a win-win-win, but that means we're doing 1099 forms and taxes like a small business at the end of the year. So it takes an enormous amount of really dedicated parents and teachers to raise themselves above the level of this base $8,000 a year that is being spent, because the money is coming from our time.
That helps to close the achievement gap. All of these things take funding. So it's going to be an interesting opportunity for all of us to look at creative ways to continue to bring the things that we know work best, the best practices for our kids, to schools, even with the lack in funding from the public, from taxes, and from our government officials. It is going to be an interesting and creative time for us.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.